O MyGames veio até ao quartel-general da Sony para falar com 2 membros da equipa da Insomniac Games acerca do novo Resistance 3. Por isso, fiquem para ver.
The biggest challenge for us on Resistance 3, I think, was just deciding where to go with the story. We knew at the end of Resistance 2 that our main character had been killed. Nathan Hale was dead. So at the beginning, we really needed to figure out how do we best kind of continue the Resistance saga. And so we decided to focus on Joseph Capelli as the main character. But we wanted to change it up a little bit. We knew that the first 2 games were very military focused, and we kind of felt like we had done that already. We wanted to keep it fresh. So the challenge was, how do we keep it fresh but also keep it in the Resistance universe? You know what I mean?
We listened to the community a lot. They were definitely very vocal about it, and so we took in consideration what they said. And some of the biggest things is they really missed the weapon wheel, and so that was one of the first things we decided to bring back, was the weapon wheel, and give the player those options. Another thing was co-op. They really liked the R2 co-op, but a lot of people missed being able to play the single-player story with their friend, and so that's one of the other big things that we pushed for in getting in the new game. I think those were like 2 of the biggest kind of like community things, and so we made sure we listened to them and got them into the game. So yeah, the weapon wheel and the no health regeneration are definitely big things for Resistance 3. As I said earlier, the weapon wheel was 2 parts. It was one part fan request. They really missed the weapon wheel, and it was one part theme. It really kind of fit into our story. This story is less about the military fighting and a lot more about human survival and struggle. And so it's like you need to hold on to every weapon you find along the way. And so that really played into the weapon wheel. Another thing, though, we have new for Resistance 3 is weapon upgrades. And so, like, if we only had 2 weapons at one time, you'd kind of be forced to upgrade things when we told you to. But now that you have the whole weapon wheel, you can upgrade whatever weapon you want when you want. So the next thing would be the lack of regenerative health. We tested a lot of health models when we were working on Resistance 3, and because it's about surviving and struggle, the regenerative health just didn't work. Like, it just didn't make sense for our character to go hide behind a tree and all of a sudden be better. We wanted the players to have to go out there and search for health and be really, really conscious of their health. And so if you take damage, well, you got to look around for a health pack. And it really just fit into the kind of survival feeling of our game.
Resistance 3, for us, is the end of the trilogy of Resistance Fall of Man, Resistance 2, and Resistance 3. We really feel like we wanted to wrap up the story and bring it to a satisfying conclusion. We have no plans for another Resistance game at Insomniac, but the end of Resistance 3, as you'll see when you play it, is open for a lot more stories to be told, a lot more games to be made. So whether Sony chooses to have somebody else or us continue the saga, we'll see. But like I said, Insomniac is done with the Resistance at the end of this one, and it feels like a complete story.
Hey, this is Cameron Christian.
And I'm Jon Paquette, and we're from Insomniac Games.
And
you are watching My Games.